Let's go back to a time, 50 years in the past. There were two twin brothers named Samaritan and Nemesis. They weren't ordinary boys. They had a different kind of power inside them. When the people of the city found out about this mysterious power, fear took over. They believed these boys could be dangerous. So, driven by fear and ignorance, they set fire to the brothers' house. But Samaritan and Nemesis survived. Their powers protected them from the fire. Sadly, their parents were not so lucky. They were just ordinary humans and couldn't withstand the flames. They died in that fire. That tragic night changed the lives of both brothers forever. Samaritan blamed himself. He believed his powers were the reason their parents died. The guilt consumed him. And so, to make up for it, he decided to use his powers for good. He started helping people. He became a protector of the city, a true hero. But Nemesis saw things very differently. He believed it wasn't their powers that killed their parents. It was the people. The same people who had turned on them. In his eyes, humanity was cruel, fearful, and undeserving. And so, Nemesis embraced darkness. He began spreading evil across the world. Whenever he got the chance, he would kill humans without mercy. But Samaritan always stood in his way. No matter what Nemesis tried, Samaritan would confront him, stop him, fight him. Eventually, Nemesis crafted a powerful weapon, a hammer that could kill even someone like Samaritan. In fact, it was the only weapon strong enough to kill either of them. Then, one day, Nemesis set fire to a power plant. Samaritan rushed to the scene to save people. But it was a trap. The two brothers clashed in a brutal battle. Their fight grew so intense that it caused a massive explosion. When the dust settled, everyone believed that both Samaritan and Nemesis had died in that same explosion. Now, the story jumps to the present day. We meet a 13-year-old boy named Sam. He's a huge fan of Samaritan. While the world believed he was dead, Sam held on to hope that the hero was still alive. One morning, his mother was getting ready to leave for work. Before leaving, she explained all the house chores to Sam. She asked him to take out the garbage as well. When Sam goes outside to throw away the garbage, he sees that it's raining heavily. As he approaches the garbage can, he notices something strange, a symbol of Nemesis painted nearby. That didn't sit well with Sam. So he pulled out his paint spray and drew Samaritan's mark right over it. Just then, he notices an old man walking by, his neighbor. Sam quickly hides behind the garbage can. This old man worked on a garbage truck. He had a habit of collecting broken things from the trash, fixing them, and selling them. The next morning, Sam is coming home from school when he sees a notice outside his house. It was a warning from the landlord. His mother hadn't paid rent for several months. Feeling helpless, Sam sits outside on the steps. That's when he spots the old man again, this time with a radio in his hand. Sam asks, "What will you do with that?" The old man replies, "I'll fix it and sell it." The old man also notices the broken watch in Sam's hand. When he asks about it, Sam doesn't respond. The old man walks away. Soon after, one of Sam's friends approaches him. "Hey," he says, "if you want to earn money, I can help you." He takes Sam to an old house where they steal some items. Then his friend asks him, "Do you want to make even more money?" He tells Sam about a gang that commits big robberies. Sam agrees and is taken to meet the leader of the gang. Sam tells the leader he wants to work with them. Just then, one of the leader's men comes and says, "Come with me, we've got a job. We're robbing a store. You just have to distract the store owner." That's it. Sam agrees. He goes into the store and pretends to be injured, using ketchup to fake a head wound. The store owner rushes to help him, while the others quickly steal several boxes. They take the boxes to their hideout. But when they open them, they find only packets of chips inside. The gang member panics. He knows their boss will be furious, so he blames Sam for the mistake. But Sam protests, saying, "I did my job perfectly. This is your fault." The two start fighting. Just then, the gang leader shows up and breaks up the fight. He asks Sam, "How old are you?" When Sam replies, the leader is impressed. He likes Sam's courage and determination. He gives him $200 as payment. Sam returns home with the money. His mom is outside, pleading with the landlord to let them stay. Sam hands over the money to the landlord, who finally unlocks the door for them. Inside, his mom asks, "Where did you get this much money?" But Sam avoids answering and gives a vague excuse. Later, Sam steps outside and sees the same gang member, the one he fought with, watching him with a group of other guys. They begin to chase Sam, eventually catching him and beating him up badly. At that moment, the old man sees what's happening. He steps in and tells them to stop. But when they ignore him, he steps forward and fights them all. He beats them effortlessly, showing signs that he might not be just an ordinary man. One of the gang members punches him in the stomach, but it's the gang member who gets hurt. Another tries to stab him with a knife, but the old man turns the knife around with ease. Terrified, the gang flees. Sam is stunned. He starts to believe that the old man is none other than Samaritan. He begins secretly watching him. One day, Sam sees burn marks on the old man's back. That confirms his suspicion. This man must be Samaritan. The last anyone saw of him, he had been burning in fire. Meanwhile, the gang leader, dressed in a police uniform, enters a police station. He plants a bomb and blasts open a locked evidence room. From inside, he retrieves Nemesis's mask and the powerful hammer. It turns out, the gang leader was a huge fan of Nemesis. He didn't want to be a hero. He wanted to be a villain, just like him. And now, with the hammer, he starts gaining more and more power. Back to Sam. He continues spying on the old man. But the old man finally notices. He warns Sam to stop. One day, Sam sneaks into the old man's house. There, he finds an old photo album filled with newspaper clippings and articles about Samaritan. Now Sam is 100% sure. This old man really is the legendary hero. He takes the album and brings it home. Later, the old man returns home and notices the album is missing. He instantly knows who took it. He goes to Sam's house and tells his mother everything. Sam's mom scolds him and tells him to return it. But Sam refuses. "I'm a huge fan of Samaritan," he says. The next morning, Sam goes to the old man again and tells him straight, "I know you're the Samaritan." But the old man refused to accept it. He didn't admit that he was Samaritan. Meanwhile, the companion of the thieves' leader arrived in a car, planning to kill the old man. He charged straight at him, and with brutal force, struck him down. The impact was so severe that almost all of the old man's bones broke. He fell to the ground, unconscious and motionless. Sam, witnessing all this, thought the old man was dead. He ran to him, terrified. But then, something unbelievable happened. He watched as the old man's bones slowly started to heal, one by one, reconnecting like a machine fixing itself. The old man stood up on his feet again. Sam's eyes widened. "I knew it. I knew you were the real Samaritan," he exclaimed. The old man simply replied, "I have to go home." Once home, he took a cold shower and sat down to eat some ice cream. Sam, still full of curiosity, asked, "Why are you doing all this?" The old man answered calmly, "The colder I stay, the stronger I become. If even a little heat builds up inside me, my heart could explode. I'll die." While this was happening, the leader of the thieves had begun creating chaos. Wearing the mask of Nemesis, he marched through the city, declaring, "I am Nemesis, and I've returned." Panic spread everywhere. People ran in fear as he brought destruction with him. The news was broadcasted on every television channel. When the old man saw the news, his expression changed. Anger burned in his eyes. Sam approached him again, filled with admiration and courage. "Teach me how to fight," he said. "I want to be like you." The old man started teaching Sam how to defend himself. During one of their practice sessions, Sam managed to land a solid hit and hurt his hand. The old man immediately took him to his house to heal him. That's when Sam asked about Nemesis, his brother. The old man, visibly disturbed, didn't answer. Instead, he stepped outside, his silence speaking volumes. Later, while walking alone, Sam came across the leader of the thieves again. The man took Sam with him to a hideout. While there, Sam saw something horrifying. The leader casually pulled out a gun and shot a police officer in cold blood. Shocked and scared, Sam fled from the scene. While running, he saw his friend being beaten up by members of the gang. Without thinking twice, he stepped in and saved him. But as he tried to escape again, the gang caught Sam and beat him up brutally. The old man saw them attacking Sam. As soon as the gang members recognized him, they panicked. They rushed back to their leader, shouting, "The man we killed, he's still alive." The leader was stunned. He saw his own damaged car, the one the old man had wrecked, and realized who he was dealing with. "I want that man," he growled, "at any cost." Meanwhile, the old man took Sam to the hospital and made sure he was treated. But on the way back, the leader and his men ambushed him. A vicious fight broke out. The old man fought fiercely, taking on everyone at once. Suddenly, someone threw a bomb. Seeing the danger, the old man grabbed a little girl, turned a car onto its side for protection, and shielded her from the blast. Dozens of people had gathered by then, recording everything on their phones. The footage quickly went viral and made it to the news. Now, the old man made a decision. He would leave the city. But the gang leader had already anticipated this. He gathered his men and went straight to the old man's home. As soon as they arrived, they opened fire and completely destroyed the house. But they quickly realized they were too late. He had already left. Then from a nearby window, the gang leader spotted Sam with his mother. One of his men said, "That boy, I've seen him with the old man many times. They're close." The leader ordered coldly, "Get him." They stormed toward Sam. His mother screamed and tried to protect him, but they shoved her aside and took Sam away. Far away, at the train station, the old man was waiting. He had Sam's watch in his hand. He was thinking of returning it. When he arrived at Sam's house, he found his mother crying. She told him, "They've taken my son. Please save him." The old man understood immediately. It was the gang leader. Without wasting time, he filled a large oil tanker with fuel, got into a massive truck, and drove off to rescue Sam. At the gang's hideout, the leader was planning something bigger. He intended to destroy the city's power plant, so the entire city would be plunged into darkness, making it easier for his gang to loot everything. As they prepared, the old man arrived with his truck. Sam, tied up and bruised, saw him and smiled. "He came," he whispered. The gang leader now appeared, holding Nemesis's hammer in his hands. "I will finish what Nemesis started," he declared. He looked at the old man and sneered. "I know who you are. You're Samaritan, and I'll kill you with your own brother's weapon." The old man stood still. "Let Sam go," he said. But the gang leader attacked with fury, beating him over and over with the hammer. "This is the end for you, Samaritan," he shouted. The old man suddenly grabbed the hammer. With his voice cold and sharp, he said, "What do you think? That I'm Samaritan? No, I'm Nemesis." Everyone froze. Yes, the truth was finally revealed. Back during that legendary explosion 50 years ago, it was Samaritan who died. Nemesis survived. This old man, the one everyone believed to be a hero, was in fact the villain who had changed his ways. After the death of his brother, Nemesis had vowed never to hurt anyone again. He buried his past. But now, the world had brought Nemesis back. He unleashed his fury. He killed every gang member in sight. Quick, ruthless, unstoppable. Bodies lay everywhere. Then, he blew up his own oil tanker, setting the place ablaze. When he reached Sam, he found him tied up. The fire was spreading rapidly. Just then, the gang leader appeared again and launched a final attack. He fought Nemesis with everything he had. And Nemesis, weakened by the intense heat, began to suffer. His heart beat wildly. He was getting weaker. The leader saw this and beat him harder. Sam, trying to help, attacked the gang leader from behind. But the man caught him and used him as a shield. Nemesis, now furious, rose again. With one final push of strength, he beat the leader mercilessly and threw him into the fire, where he burned to death. But now Nemesis himself was near collapse. The heat was too much. Sam quickly broke a nearby water pipe, spraying cold water all over him. As the water hit, Nemesis began to recover. His breathing steadied. His heart slowed down. Then, he looked up and saw the building crumbling. He scooped Sam into his arms, leapt from the collapsing structure, and landed safely on the rooftop of a nearby building. Sam looked at him with admiration and said, "You'll always be a Samaritan to me." The old man paused. "Yes," he said, "I'll be a Samaritan." Moments later, the police arrived and asked, "What happened here?" Sam looked them in the eye and said, "Samaritans saved me." Everyone was shocked. And as they all looked up, the old man, Nemesis, who had now become a savior, walked away toward the city. He wasn't just the villain anymore. He had become a protector, a Samaritan in the truest sense. And with that, the movie ends.